Hi everyone, I'm Joy. I'm 35 years old, I live in New Zealand, and I'm 15 and a half weeks pregnant with my second baby. It's quite exciting because this is a bit of a miracle pregnancy. It'd taken a long time to get pregnant, and we got pregnant naturally, which is really exciting. But this has been a really rough pregnancy with hyperemesis gravidarum, HG. I'd call myself an HG survivor. I've been part of a wonderful support network through a Facebook group called just hyperemesis gravidarum, and I recommend that if you're struggling in your pregnancy to check that out and just find other women in the same situation. So I really hope these videos, I'm going to track my pregnancy week by week, and I really hope these videos will bring some hope and encouragement to you if you're going through a rough pregnancy. So in my profession, I see pregnant women every day, and I feel like it's been a lot rougher for me than a lot of them that I've seen, but it gives me more compassion for them. So in my arsenal of tablets, I have a bit of a cocktail that I have to take every morning. So I don't know if you can see in that. There's lots of different little white tablets in there. But the main ones that I want to point out are, this is one of the first lines. This is a sachet of electrolyte fluid. You just rip it open and stir it into some cold water, a glass of cold water, and drink it, and this will hopefully replace your electrolytes. Apparently you're supposed to keep drinking these until they taste salty, and when they don't taste salty it means that your body needs more salt when you're dehydrated. So you can either have these one a day, or if you're vomiting or you're just really dehydrated, you can have more than one. I found in my worst weeks, probably between week 6 to week 11, I couldn't even have a whole one of these. I just have to get my husband to, pour out half of the sachet at a time, and because the flavour was just too strong. It has a orange flavour. It's not super sweet, which is really good. You might have things like Gatorade or Powerade, and they can be quite sweet, so you can always water them down, but these aren't as sweet, so they might be slightly better on your teeth. I don't know. But in New Zealand, you can get these funded under prescription, so you can get 3 months supply if you need to through your GP or through your midwife. Other godsends are metoclopramide tablets, so you can take these 3 times a day. These vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, 3 times a day, 25 milligrams. Take that with the metoclopramide. That can work quite well. And the thing with this is also something you can preload with. So, if you're trying to get pregnant and you're taking the pregnancy pre-vitamins of folic acid and iodine, then you can just also add this into what you're taking just to load up on it. So if you know that you get terrible morning sickness, you can get some relief from that. So don't just take it one off and think, oh, it didn't work, because that's what I did last time. Keep taking that one. Another really important one is, I don't know if you can see that, ondansetron. Ondansetron, also known as Zofran. There's been some controversy about this, but if you look at the website, helpher.org, it has lots of information on how to help women with hyperemesis gravidarum. Excuse me. And it is got the Zofran update of what the latest research is with Zofran. Pretty much, unfortunately, no drugs are 100% safe in pregnancy, and that's because it is actually unethical to test them. But through retrospective analysis, these seem to be the safest medications. And the last one, which I found very helpful, is cyclizine, also known as Nausicalm. I found when I started taking cyclizine, it was more like it changed the nausea from not being able to eat to actually making me want to eat and have to eat. So I ended up eating things like this. So this almost, if only it came on prescription, if only Pringles chips came on prescription, because I seem to need to eat a lot of them to keep me feeling okay. So sometimes if I'm feeling really awful, not awesome, really awful, I'd have some Pringles chips, and I can go through quite a lot of them, and another ondansetron, and it can really help perk me up a lot. Now, when I was 19, I'm 35 now, so it was a wee while ago, I did a course called Outward Bound, and we went to the top of the South Island of New Zealand. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was a grueling endurance test on your body. And I just was thinking yesterday, this is what pregnancy is like for me. It just feels like a grueling endurance test on my on my physical body, but also psychologically, emotionally. Often I just think, I can't do this anymore. I can't go through, how many more months have I got to go? Another 6 months or something, 5, 6 months. Hang on a second, 24 and a half weeks. How can I go through another 24 and a half weeks of this? And I was thinking, you know, Outward Bound, you have these grueling, you know, treks up hills and bushwhacking and things like that with this group of people that you may or may not get on with. But then at the top you see this amazing view and you're just like, wow, this was so worth it, weather pending. But I think we always had amazing views, which we were really lucky about. Or you do things that just make you feel so proud of yourself. I ran a half marathon, you know. You've put your body through this intense pressure, but you've done it, you know, and as a group you've done it. And even doing it in a group made it feel easier. You know, the morning runs, doing them as a group, it made it feel so much easier. When you got home, you're like, yes, I'll keep up with these morning runs. And then after a couple of days, you kind of lost motivation because you didn't have the rest of the group with you. That's why I recommend joining up with a hyperemesis support group online if you can, just so you know that there's other people out there going through the same thing. You can ask questions. Don't get too hung up on reading every single post because it can scare you a little bit. Often hyperemesis does go away by about 12 weeks. I was really lucky that about 11 weeks when my hormone levels changed with the HCG hormone stop plateauing, which it does at about sort of between 9 and 12 weeks. I was lucky that I did have a change and I was not needing to have IV fluids, which I was having once a week just to help keep me going, and I was not needing to have all the medication around the clock. I seem to just be able to have it twice a day now, which I'm really thankful about, and you know, less side effects. The main medication that has the side effects is this ondansetron, which if you know anything about can be a bit irritating. But you know, I was thinking we don't have these mountaintop experiences. We're putting our body through this grueling event called pregnancy, but you know, we're not having these small victories along the way. But actually the victory is at the end when we see our baby. And I was just watching some baby videos from when my 3-year-old son was born, and I had the worst pregnancy ever. I just never thought I could ever possibly go through it again. I thought if I ever get pregnant again, I'll just have to be put in the nut house because I just cannot cope with this. And well, as the years went on, I got cluckier, and well, we decided to have another baby, and here I am again. But looking back at those photos and the videos and just seeing him every day and just seeing his cuteness and, you know, his slightly annoying things that little boys do, refusing to go to bed, etc., etc. But all those things, listening to him sing to himself, just the cute things he does, his cute little toes, you know, it does spur me on and make me go, yes, this is going to be all worth it. But getting out of bed in the morning is sometimes really hard. And often I don't even get up till 1 p.m. And it's just because I wake up in the morning and I just think, I can't do this. I feel awful, you know. In my profession, I'm lucky that I'm self-employed and I can make my own appointments, which I always make late in the afternoon for that reason. I often have some of these in my bag when I'm driving along and things like that. But you just need to have small goals to keep yourself going. Well, I really hope this video has encouraged you, and I'm going to make shorter ones, I promise, along the way, so for each week. I'll just show you my belly now. I don't think there's too much to see, but I think there's a little bump there. So there's my 15-week bump. Thanks so much for joining me, and if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead, and you don't have to be suffering hyperemesis, but you know, whatever you learn can help people that you come across that might be suffering it. All the best.